straight down to the bottom. And now I'm just going to re-wet the whole window. I'm actually going to try this guy.
So what do you do for back glasses that have like thicker defroster lines?
That would be the clay bar. Okay. So when you have those thicker defroster lines, if you use a clay bar, it'll take some of that extra stuff off of there, okay. And it'll lay a lot flatter.
I know on the Mopar back glasses, they like
The Charger and the 300 are the main culprits there. But yeah, those were actually a nightmare to work on until clay bars really became a thing in window tinting, and they make that like 100 times easier. So you know, okay. You can always just get a clay bar from us. We have them like right over on the shelf.
So we would scrub it with the scrubbing, squeegee it off, and then the clay bar.
And then you would clay bar it. Yeah, just make sure that you're just using soapy water when you use a clay bar. Any chemicals will make a clay bar deteriorate. And so now that I have the whole window soaked down with soapy water, I'm just going to go ahead and peel all this plastic off all at once. I had it. So I'm just, can you grab that towel there? So I'm just gonna peel this off and spray the whole thing. And really, when you do this, you really can hardly spray too much. You just kind of want to get the whole thing soaked. Like you really want to get the whole thing soapy. It's not necessarily about just like hosing it down with water. It's just about having soap touching like every part of the window. As long as you got soap on like every inch of the window, then dirt's not really gonna stick to it. And so now this is basically the technique. I'm just gonna grab it here, swing my arm under, and I'm just gonna get my other arm under. And I just kind of want to get this laid out nice on my arm. So a lot of times what I do, you don't necessarily have to do this, but what I'll do is I'll grab it with my mouth, drop my arms down, and then sort of catch it. Like that. If you can do that without grabbing it with your mouth, it would be even better. But basically you just want it on your arms kind of like this, because that way I can just sort of bundle it up like this and just walk in here without really touching anything. So then I'll just come back here. I could have also moved these seats out of my way. That would have helped. But what I want to do right now is I just want to focus on getting the bottom on here. So I don't want to focus too much on the top. I just want to get this bottom flat, and I want to push this down until it's all covered. And as I inch it down, then I'll start to basically put it on the rest of the window. I'll start to flatten out the top. So now that I got the whole bottom in place, now I can flatten out the top. There we go, just like that. The main reason we don't lay the top right away is because when I'm sliding it down, basically as soon as the top touches here to like these dots and stuff, it's just gonna stick. Like it's not gonna slide very well. So as long as we get the bottom in place, the top will just follow. And then I'm gonna use this tool. This is a really good first pass squeegee tool. This is kind of just like a ping pong paddle, basically. But what this will do is this will get all the air pockets out really quickly without me putting too much pressure on it to crease any of them. You can go for just your regular handle right away. It's just a lot harder to deal with these air pockets with the handle.
So you do a straight line in the middle and you kind of work.
Yep. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. So we go straight through. What we do is it's pretty much just like shrinking. We're going to go through the middle, and then this is going to go up. All of that's going to go down. So right now I'm just focusing on getting these air pockets out.
Okay.
So just like that. Just can just press that out. This can all go straight down. Here. Just like that. So now I can go back with my handle. And here I'm just going to kind of go from side to side mostly. Now that I got pretty much all the air pockets pressed out. Because as long as I go along to the defroster lines, I'm not going to really create too many air bubbles in there or anything. And then this is all going to go straight down. So then the last thing here, have you guys seen this tool? The bulldozer? You guys seen this?
Yep.
So this is for the bottom of this, and there are two sides to this. There's one where it kind of bends away, and then this where it bends outward. And so this will get extra pressure if you use this side where it bends outward. The only thing is sometimes you can pull the tint back out. So a lot of times I'll use this side first and then go back over it with this just to get some extra water bubbles out. You guys see that? So you have this side right here where it bends away. This side will get extra pressure. So a lot of times you want to do this side first to get the air bubbles out, because this can pull the tint back out. And then you go with this back afterwards to get some extra water out. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to go over this bottom. And then just over the other side. And then I'll go back over it just one more time with the other side, just to get that extra pressure on there. So there you go. Any questions about that? That is called Frankenstein. Look pretty easy, simple.
You made it look really easy there.
It is easy. Anybody could do this. The first window that I ever laid was a back glass just like this. So
You have to go over the corners with any heat.
not only if you get a finger. Sometimes you could end up getting a finger at the bottom, which in that case you would heat it a little bit on the outside, then just hit it with the bulldozer. If it's on the side here, similar process. You're just probably going to use your squeegee as opposed to the bulldozer. But same thing where you would heat it a little bit on the outside first, and then you could press it down.
Do you ever alternate like between Frankenstein and rollover depending on the car?
It does depend on the window. A lot of times, so pretty much on this back glass, I would always do Frankenstein, mostly because of the deck lid. It's a little bit tighter space, so it's a little bit harder to reverse roll. The windshield on this, I would pretty much always reverse roll because you have a lot of extra space. It's a little bit bigger, so it's harder to carry in. Frankenstein, a lot of times it can just depend on factors like that. On this back glass, I would normally Frankenstein it, but I'm actually going to show you guys how to reverse roll that one. And then I might also, probably not today, but maybe tomorrow, I might show you guys a demo on the windshield on this. But doing a windshield is exactly the same process as a back glass. There's not really too much else to teach you other than about tucking a soak rope in the bottom and putting a dash towel over the electronics. It's the only real difference. I need the trash can.
So which one are we reverse rolling?
I was gonna reverse roll this one right here.
Oh, okay.
You said the reverse one would be a little harder because
Because the deck lid is a little bit tighter. So like if you look at that dash there, you have a lot more area towards the bottom. Here you don't have a ton of space. So that's why it's usually just easier to just, slide it in one motion. That's kind of the logic behind it. So on this one, I'm going to show you guys the reverse roll. And so cleaning this back glass would be exactly the same. I would just scrub over it with my non-Scotch-Brite scrub pad, right?
Yes.
My tri-edge scrub pad.
Try to scrub that.
So just like this, I'm just going to go over the whole thing really quick.
I've just seen too many people take a green one.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. Yeah, the heavy duty ones. Yeah. So just anything that says heavy duty on it, don't touch glass with it.
So there's blue ones that you can buy at Target, at a Meijer, and a Walmart. They'll just say scratch free on them. Those are perfectly fine to use.
Yeah. Like I was saying, like anything that you would use to clean your dishes at home, other than like steel wool, that would be what you're looking for. So this back glass I did not cut or shrink, so we're gonna see how it came out. Oh, what am I doing? I gotta roll this first. I forgot I was rolling it. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this down. And so this technique is called the reverse roll. And I'm not going to peel the whole thing at once. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna peel just one side first. Right about to halfway. So just like this, and then I just want to get this whole thing really soapy. So I'll just soak this whole thing down. Same kind of rule of thumb as the Frankenstein. Basically everything that you install, you just want to get really, really soapy. And then I just want to lay this back down very flat like this. I don't want to leave a lot of air pockets or anything. And then on this side, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm just going to grab it from this corner here. If I could get my nail under it. I had it. Just like that. Peel this to the same point. I just want to get this all soapy. Then I'm just going to lay this back down the same way, very flat. Smooth out any air pockets. And then the important thing to keep in mind here is whichever side I roll it up from, I'm going to be unrolling it from the opposite side. So I'm just going to take this and start rolling it up into a small tube. And it doesn't have to be crazy tight or anything. I can always tighten it up a little bit more after I finish rolling it up. Once I get to about the halfway point, I just take it up off the window. And then I'm going to finish rolling it up the rest of the way. I'm gonna spray a little. Sometimes I spray a little bit of water just right on the plastic like that, just to kind of keep it slippery. And so here, now that I've got this all rolled up, let me show you guys real quick. So I have the plastic right here. The back is here. So I can just choose which side I want the plastic to be. So all I really do is just take the plastic and move it to the back like that. So this is my exposed adhesive right there. Because you guys kind of get how that works. So this would be going on here, like this. So I'll go ahead and open this back up. And I'm just gonna, since I already squeegeed this off, I'm just gonna go ahead and just respray this. Let's get this really good and soapy. And I'm just gonna try to get this pretty much right exactly where I want it to be before I even unroll it. So then once I can kind of see that's in place, then I can just start to unroll the whole thing. And as I go, I can just kind of smooth it out, kind of reposition it. And then I can kind of just grab this plastic off of here. Looks like our cut might be a little bit off. Then I can just go ahead, just grab my plastic and just peel it off the rest of the way. Press that into place. Our cut is pretty close. It looks like we just have a little gap here. A little bit short. But now that I've got that in place and I've got it smoothed out, now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna squeegee it the same way as we did the Ultima. I just go through the middle. And then this is all going to go down. And then this will all go up. Just like this, just all across the top, all across the bottom. And then to get any water out of the corners, I'm just going to use my tri-edge here. And I'm just going to kind of sweep that up here, just to get any final water bubbles or anything in there. And that would be it. So I would go ahead and wipe it down and just check out how it came out. Do you want me to scrubby it and use the lid bin?
Sure.
So just like how we prepped the back glass to put the dryer sheet on, I'm just going to scrubby the dryer sheet off. And then I'm going to give it a good squeegee. Just from top to bottom here. There we go. Everything looks like it came out pretty good. There's just a couple little water bubbles here or there. Any questions about that? Or about this at all? About reverse roll?
Yeah, so when you rolled it up, you turned it the other way. Now the plastic was on the outside of it.
So basically, when you wet it, the plastic, because it's kind of sitting on there loose, the plastic will just stick to whichever side you want it to stick to. So all I did was I just pressed it to the back. So as you unroll it and stick the adhesive to the glass, the plastic will just stay on the back as you roll it. Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't like it changed places or anything. Basically, when you get it wet, you can just choose which side it'll stick to. Any other questions? any little fingers or anything that I get in here, like there's a couple right here. What I can do is I can just go right up to it with the heat gun, and I can just squeegee it right out.
The bubbles auto remove.
Yeah, they just dry out. So like anything like this little finger, I can just put a little bit of heat right on it, make sure I get some of the water out of it, and then just squeegee it down. Just like that.
Yeah, especially on a window like this, it's very normal to have a small little finger on the edge. We want to try and avoid fingers popping up on the bottom of a windshield or a back window. On a hatch, it doesn't matter so much. On something like that Ultima, it gets harder and harder to try and remove something at the very bottom because all the water settles down there.
Any other questions or anything?
Sometimes I get these little dots on the film. It's like not water bubbles, it's like little dots. I don't know how they.
Like dust? Dirt?
Kind of. It's not really like dirt. Or,
How would you do, like air bubbles?
yeah, a little bit. I can't when I go to squeeze it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't remove them at all. It just sticks.
So sometimes it could just be dust or dirt that you got when you installed it, or it could potentially be just an air bubble in there. So sometimes when you don't squeegee all the water out evenly, if you get like a little air pocket stuck in there, it can turn into a little air bubble when you just kind of drag it across with your squeegee. So the way to kind of prevent that would just be to squeegee out the water evenly. And then to prevent, dirt and contamination from getting it, you just have to try to follow the procedure as, closely as you can. It's really hard to prevent like 100% of dust or anything like that. But everything that we're teaching you is to try to minimize that. Anything else? Look pretty easy? Yeah, you guys got it. It's easy.
I'll actually, real quick, for a hatchback window, so he showed you the reverse roll method. On hatchbacks, in particular, there's just you can install them really simply. We'll do the hatchback, we'll do the reverse roll primarily either on a back window, but mostly on front windshields, so the bigger stuff like that. But if you don't have a peel board, I'll take the side of the car, either there or along this door, and use that as my peel surface. And then same thing as far as cleanup goes. We'll just squeegee this off real quick. Not like it's going to turn out extra clean because we just pulled it off the glass. But you can leave the hatch open, squeegee it off, and then take your film, put it on the side, and just peel the entire thing. So pretty much any hatch window I'm going to install like this. You can pick it up towards the ends with like your fingertips here, and just let gravity help you out. And you just take it and put it up here like this. And you'll be able to get under plastics and brake lights that kind of stick in your way, and then kind of line it up like that. So a lot less steps on hatchbacks in particular. Squeegeeing it would be the same. Everything else is the same, just the way that you carry it in here. Don't feel like you have to overcomplicate a hatchback with the technique that he showed you. That's what we're going to mainly be doing on the back windows and the windshields. You can still practice it on here, absolutely. So just keep that in mind.
Yep, you can. So you can always do reverse roll on this back glass. You could do Frankenstein on this. You know, you could do either technique on any window here. One of the reasons I just wanted to show you on this one is it's easier for me to be able to speak and explain it as I do it, as opposed to all you trying to poke your head, you know, in the Ultima car at the same time.
True. Yeah, I'll typically reverse roll. So the rolling style, I'll do that on front windshields. I will typically Frankenstein back windows, but we see a lot of people when they learn how to reverse roll early enough, they tend to do that on almost everything. So it's just a little bit more methodical. It gives you the time to kind of get into the car, get positioned, and then focus on unrolling it rather than carrying in a big piece of film. But if you force yourself to get used to handling a big piece of film and just carrying it in, it really is a very quick and easy technique. All right.
Easy. Anybody
So-
could do it.
We can rotate with people on installation, so we can install on front windshields, back windows. We can do Tesla as well, but also if you guys want to work on doors / more tricking practice, have it. Who's leaving bad reviews under your shop?
And try to leave these towels here on this latch because this cart has
Like
to
who's
be
leaving
on
reviews
for the
under
hatch to
Straight Tint
open.
Studio? I don't know.
It's the dumbest
We're
thing.
just
I had to
kidding
hook up the
them.
jump
They're
box to
anonymous.
open up this hatch.
They all look so bored.
Is it technically
It's been a long day.
I
We've been
took
here
it off.
practicing
I took
since
the
9.
tin
This
off.
is day 2. By day 3, everybody gets pretty wiped out. Just work, mental fatigue. Let me turn down this microphone. Open channel vehicles. Like frameless? Nice!
Is it boring? Is this class too boring for you guys? somebody in the chat was like, dang, this guy's like bored. I'm like, well, it's so much you can do to make the class more fun, you know? Yeah, exactly. Have like a live performer. Where's the live performer?
I thought we were the live performance. I'm gonna put these boxes somewhere. All right. So this is one of the good ones.
I believe so.
I mean, I'm not sure which side. Yep, we got the right side here. All right. So, make sure you got the tools that you need. So we'll need a handled squeegee. Spray bottle. Do you have a bottle set up?
I'm not sure where I left it.
I'll make sure this one's all set then. Yeah, frame. Yep, we definitely do. We got that Tesla over there. This is a window tint class? It is. It's all over the Facebook page saying Detroit Tint is leaving bad reviews on Google. No, we're not. Why would we do that? Mark made a post, and I think people misunderstood what the post was. We had a bad review left on Detroit Tint Studio, and we've had a few of them lately, just completely fake. So we clicked on the latest one, their profile, and it showed 50 minutes apart they left a review on another one. I don't know why people think from that post why we would be leaving reviews that are negative. That's stupid. But yeah, I was reading through the comments. I didn't really see that. And then I saw a couple of them towards the end, but I stopped scrolling. All right. Spray bottle. So we're just going to clean off the inside. So hop in there, spray it down. Ooh. And then on this one, I'm gonna have to put the seats up just a little bit. Go like 50-50. Why did that happen?
I don't know. This is the next challenge, tinting in the dark.
If your circuit breakers pop.
This is your final test.
I think we're 7. The weird thing is when nothing's running. Oops. And we'll put this up.
Reverse roll?
Shut this light off.
Beautiful. Yep. Go ahead, lay that plastic back down.
Okay. We gotta go over throwing a dash towel
Yeah,
up there too.
just make sure it's fairly flat. You just don't want any big air pockets, really.
What soap is recommended for tinting is Baby Johnson shampoo. Yeah, Johnson shampoo is good. It really depends on the film.
Yep.
So
Now
Johnson's
just go
baby
ahead and
shampoo
just keep in
can
mind,
work with
so
every
whichever
film.
side you
Just
roll it up
sometimes
from, it's going to unroll from
not
the
quite
opposite
slick
side.
enough.
So if you roll it up here, it'll unroll from that side. Not really going to matter
Actually
too much
doing a
on this
pretty good job
window which
vertical.
side. It matters more like when you're doing, like a windshield, because you got to choose, are you going to like reach over the steering wheel, first, that sort of thing.
Give you a little bit.
Probably better to do
I hop in here. I'll hop in on it.
opposite side.
Can we open this door?
What I usually like to do is I sit
Whoa.
on the passenger side and I like to unroll from the driver's side.
All right.
So I'll sit on the passenger side, I'll reach over and I'll roll towards me.
So we'll more go top to bottom, but left to right. So you can do it a couple ways. You can either take a squeegee, okay, all the way across the top. Just gonna do this. And then there's gonna be a point where your squeegee starts to hit the trim here. You can come back around and go straight across and just go with the defroster lines. And the other thing that you can do is you can start in the center.
Yep. Well, so you don't have to. Let me
that.
try to explain this again.
And then come
So
back
The back is right
the
here.
other way.
Your plastic is right here, right? So you can just choose
Do
to
that
just grab
and go all the way
plastic
down.
and just
That'll
move it like
help
that.
give
That's
you a
all
little
I
bit
really
more
did.
organization
So
and kind of bring
move
like
it back
gravity
here.
work with you
And
as
now
you're
it's
kind of
now
going
it's
down.
on the adhesive still, but you can just That's all I really did was just move it.
I'm gonna grab a Slim Slam.
Yep. Yep.
Got some Slim Slams here. Slim Slams, thank you, ma'am.
And this, that is going to go to right
Oh,
there.
2
there.
mics. Yeah, I forgot about that. Thank you. These can also help a little bit too. They're just going to give you a better reach. So around the bottom edge, you can actually reach down there with one of these. So I'll leave this one in here. Okay, so do we want to reverse roll? So roll it up, or do we want to Frankenstein where we just peel the whole thing?
You want to try Frankenstein?
Okay. So, I'm gonna help you get this set up. We just need to anchor it to the glass. So when we peel it, it doesn't just fly off. You can also peel it off of a board. You don't necessarily have to do the back window.
Do you want me to just take this mic off? Or do you want me to leave it on?
You can keep it on. I muted it though.
Oh, okay. People were saying that it sounded confusing.
Yeah, I forgot I had both of them going. It needs little grips, little rubber grips there. But probably wouldn't leave it on a car anyways. All right. So we're gonna, since we're just Frankensteining it, we're gonna come in on this side. So we're gonna peel it off, just peel the whole pattern, soak it down, and then we'll pick it up off the back window and then just carry it in. I'll guide you through as best I can. Frankenstein is kind of cool because you can practice it back to back a bunch of times too. So like part of it's going to be just getting it into the car and trying to get it onto the glass. But then we can take that same piece, put it back on the outside, and then practice carrying it in again. Yep, feel that. And then just here. So when we spray it, I want to just make sure the whole thing's coated.
Okay.
There we go. And when I pick it up, it's awkward picking it up like this. So you can pick it up a bunch of different ways. You can put it on a glass board, and you can peel it and just scoop it up off of that board. If you just do it off of the car, that's where it gets a little bit trickier. I'm gonna pick it up here, halfway, and then just try and like pull it this direction, scoop my arm underneath of it.
Okay.
And you can kind of let it float and catch it.
What I mean is, so if you choose to roll up, standing right here, when you auto, it's going to
Yep. So you're just gonna have to kind of trust it's gonna fly in the air a little bit. That's all right. And then one thing that can help is like you literally grab it with your mouth right here in the center, and then you can use it to help scoop your arms underneath it. It's like the best thing that you can do to help shift it up your arms. There you go. And yep, so you have it nice and loose here in the middle. That's good, because that'll allow you to take your arms and you can bring them together a little bit more. Yep. And then we'll carry it in. So you'll put your left knee on the seat, and then you'll kind of reach forward with your right foot. There you go. And now you can kind of stretch your arms back out, and you try and just get it as far down as you can. Biggest thing is getting that bottom edge up on the glass.
The only other thing that we could do here is finish cutting this. But between
That's actually really good.
So do you remember yesterday?
And so along the bottom, if you stretch the film completely out, you get that whole bottom edge to touch the window, like reach your fingertips down. And that center portion, get that up on the glass. And then should be able to start dragging it down the window. Yes, just like that. And you can put some more film up here on the glass. There you go. And then whenever you drag it down the window, reach far down on the tint, and you can pull it. That's exactly right. I think that's a good way for you to do it. Sometimes people fumble it, like they just have a hard time right in the beginning because it like wants to kind of slide off your arm sometimes. You did a really good job handling that. All right. Looks like everything's covered. So yep, take that green squeegee.
And from the middle, right?
Yep, start in the middle, kind of work your way out and just spread the film nice and even. So this you can push straight up. Sometimes you just have film that's a little bunched up together.
Down
Yep.
or up, does it matter?
You can go both. Either way is totally fine. Yep, you're just using that, spraying the film out.
So we have like a trigger at the bottom. You can just do like what I showed you on the other one. You can just go right up here.
It's got a pressure sensitive adhesive, so this is a light way of just trying to get a lot of that air out and just evenly spread out the film without trapping any air.
These are too big to heat from the outside area away. I could put a little bit of heat on the inside, but I have to dry it out.
Cool.
So I can do this.
So now that that's mostly on there, we can take actually I would suggest, let me grab you the orange one. This one. And we're gonna start in the middle. So we would use our 5-handled squeegee the same way. That'll just give you a little better reach. And since everything's nice and spread out, we'll still start in the middle again, but go along the defrosters. Because if we push across the defrosters, that'll happen a little bit at the bottom, but you wanna avoid just going straight across the defrosters most of the time, because this will let air back in and start smearing across the window. Okay. So you wanna use the defroster lines as much as possible and just go straight along them.
Okay.
What kind of squeegee was the first one? The big green one, the ping pong or slim sweep. It's just a wide paddle style squeegee with like a suede strip over it. How would I go about removing your window tint? I peeled some off and adhesive stay behind. If you got the tint off, you're gonna take an adhesive remover to it. Good. Now get that bottom area. Bulldozer's gonna be good, yep, for the final reach on that. and then use it with this side facing up.
Okay.
And you can do it a couple ways. You can push across it slanted. It is a little easier sometimes just to go straight down with it. But when you do, release it against the glass, it'll come right out. And you can just go a little section by section and do that.
Okay.
So make sure you put a good amount of pressure on your first push with it. Yeah. Look at that.
Unless you have like someone else like in there with you.
Yes. That looks good. We can now clean it off on the outside. I will just check it over, see if we missed anything. You want to check it as quickly after you install it as possible, because that adhesive wants to grab. So if there's still dryer sheet, I'll take a scrub pad, lip and squeegee, and I'll use that. They're floating around here somewhere, so I just wanted to be quick about getting all the air out. Wow. Dang, dude. You could sell this. It's really good. A lot of people take to reverse rolling a little bit more than Frankensteining, but you actually, like it was the first time you've ever done it, and you had a good amount of control even though you were brand new to it. So I think that's a good style for you on back windows. That was cool to see. So you could take bulldozer, push a little bit of water out, but I don't see anything that was like left behind. No trapped air. That went really well. Nice job. There is tint-specific soap, but baby shampoo works too. Yes. Yes. Baby shampoo is the most popular. This is what we use. Tint slip.
No, go ahead.
Some films, Geo in particular, quite a few other ones, have aggressive adhesives. So you can still use, you can still use baby shampoo. I just don't like how tacky it is. I would put a lot of baby shampoo and it would still freeze up. So that's why tint slip is a thing. I had a baby in December. I was excited for the baby shampoo. I love it. Congrats, man. That's awesome. How many tint jobs can you knock out all by yourself in a day? Less than I used to, for sure. If I just completely focus, I'm gonna take probably about 2 hours on all the sides and the rear at the most on like that type of car. So sides and the rear, and then I'll plan an extra like 30, 40 minutes for a windshield. If I really want, like, and that's just kind of a more casual speed. If I'm really trying to push it, I'll be a little bit over an hour. Where'd you get the wide paddle? We have those now in the store. These things. We call them the slim sweep because they're slim and you can sweep the tint. It's kind of like a tint brush. We like it because they're thinner. How much was that electric sprayer? That was so that's a solo sprayer, but the Obsessed Garage branded one. I don't remember exact, I want to say like 40 bucks, something like that. I think whoever is in their OG quality control there on sticker placement needs a little bit of work. They're all right. I want to try a couple of different ones. There's this like, you have a pretty solid straw and like very heavy marble pickup at the bottom, which is cool. There's this little wiggle to it when it's full. It almost feels like this is loose, like it's gonna pop off, but it doesn't. And I'm not a fan of the charger. I'm gonna lose that. I wish it was USB. But as far as sprayer, like it's fine. I just don't have a lot to compare it to because I really haven't tried any yet. I would much rather use this than a Poly 2. Another note is I would probably buy one with a hook on the back of it. So that way I could put it on my belt. Because there's just no good spot to put this down. Like it's not gonna fall over, but I constantly have to, like I would put it on a cart that I kept around with me. You put something on the glass so it doesn't slip. The dryer sheet? Those electric sprayers have been saving my hand. Yeah, the pump sprayers, like, I never liked it. I used the Poly 2s forever though. So I definitely like this idea. Whoa. You did that windshield, right?
Yeah, the front.
Looks good. Nice job. Oh shit. Turned out nice. I like the 20% on it. But yeah, I'll pull it off. Sad, but I'll pull it off. Never like ruining a good windshield. But dang, chat, he did a good job. Ugh, it's already tacked. That's why you pull it off quick. Why are you taking it off so somebody else can tint it? Hire them? Yeah, no kidding. Everybody's hired.
jobs can you do in one day? I bet I can do more than you.
This is how
100.
this is how that comment sounds.
Oh yeah? I can take faster than you can.
You're about to tackle this one, giving it, or did you do this one already?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna shrink the Tesla. Let's go. Have you shrunk this one yet?
I haven't done it yet.
Okay, sweet. Wait,
I didn't put the tape.
no tape is fine. Little bit more dryer sheet though. Let's just put this right up here.
So while we have this raw strap with
So most of it's fine. It's just the edges it's completely absent. So it was just from.
well, I did that because I was gonna put the tape on here.
Oh, I see. You're gonna want to do the tape first, and then do the glass aid. So if you want that on here, I mean, you could now if you wanted, but it makes it. If you've wiped edges, it doesn't stick as well. It usually works best if you scrubbed it, squeegee the whole thing off, so that way it's perfectly like squeegeed. Because wiping it will sometimes leave like little smears, and the tape doesn't stick super well to that. Well, yeah. Do you want to just? I'll just touch up the edges with a dryer sheet, and then we can shrink it, and we can still cut it without the tape. This has scratches in it already. I'm not sad.
It has scratches?
Oh yeah, this has been through a lot of classes.
So I noticed like we have to cut this out too.
Yep, that's really common now on a lot of vehicles. So ADAS systems, ADAS cameras, collision avoidance. The nice thing is they typically do these housings around them, and they have a nice border, so we can tint them without having any type of weird gap or something like that. So you still treat this edge like we would just trim just inside that edge. This is the only odd edge that doesn't really have a black border, but we just trim it right along there and it tucks into the housing a little bit. But you would absolutely cut around there. Anywhere that's completely covered, you're just gonna cut around. And like this mirror, for example, they put the dots around it, but you can still see through the dots. So we just cut out the mirror tab and cover everything else on that one.
Yeah, that's what he told me because I was gonna tape around that part. And he was like, no, you don't have to do it because there's no dots.
Yeah, just the cover there. If you want to take the heat gun and start drying that side, I'll get this other side.
Now, do you have your windshield tinted already?
Yeah, there's a 50% on this. We can tint straight over it. The tint will still slide the same, it'll still stick the same.
Now we want to put like a blanket over it because there's all that electronics and stuff.
Yeah, windshields especially, I take a dash towel and I'll tuck it all the way up into the front. Almost done. Still got some patches. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, just a little bit more over there. You can kind of see it right in the middle. Yeah, all that right there. I'll be back in a sec. Do you need a heat gun if your car is warm from being in the sun? Yes. Yes, definitely.
And then we just reheat our tires first so that we
Yeah, you'll see when we get some film on there. So you actually don't want to tint your car when the glass is hot. You want to get it in the shade, cool it down a little bit.
we're gonna play a game of whack-a-mole. So I'm just gonna go up to these like this and just wiggle the heat gun over it until I get that zigzag in there.
All right. Let's get this piece on there. So 36-inch roll does cover. Doesn't give us much space, but it does cover. Good.
You can pull more to your side.
I'm over like an entire foot off the edge on this side too. So we got plenty. So as long as the top and bottom is covered, I'll get this tacked in the middle and we can kind of stretch it out a little bit. Good. Good. So we'll trim this up. There you go. Yeah, it's definitely a little harder to tell without the tape.
I can see a little bit.
So my midpoint, one thing you can do too is if the other side is kind of tacked, you can put some tension on it.
Okay.
And you see how like I'm moving it and I'm getting bigger fingers there, now I'm getting bigger fingers on top. You kind of just find where it centers out at, and then you just hold it there and card it. So the vast majority of windows are going to be like a 50-50 split, just because there's usually an even amount that needs to be shrunk off the bottom as the top. There's some rare windows where it's actually better to just give it like a 60-40 split, but that's basically what we're doing is we just want to look for an even amount of fingers on the top and the bottom. Just trying to make it as easy on ourselves as possible. Tack the sides down, then we're all set to go. Mm-hmm. All right. See if I can get some chat in here. Ooh, that's cool. I can see that.
So if I'm get ahead of myself, do to like up to here, right? Would you say it's safe to go more down now? Like, if,
So a little bit more.
a little more?
So you always want to see that pattern. We're starting to see it a little bit here, a little bit more right across the center. There you go. Okay, yep, perfect. See, now they're just a little bit more defined. Right there. Yes. Perfect. Yep, don't go farther than that. That looks great. And you can see, like where your card trailed just a little bit into here, you see that they start jutting up. So that's what you're always like, that's a sign that you're going too far with your card.
Okay.
See, this is like almost nice and even and squared off. Perfect. A little more heat here. Good. So this is where we're probably going to have to make an extra pass with the heat before we start carding. That's starting to look really good. This could use just a little bit more, but you'll notice it's like I can kind of see it's going sideways, but there's still a little bit of like softness or verticalness to it. So I would just go over it a little bit more, and you'll notice from here it happens quick, takes a little longer, because there's more and more film that's being shrunk together.
And it's like tightening up, right?
Correct. So a little bit more. So we're shooting the heat right down here. So I want you to just bring it back up a little bit more. So you can still hold it at an angle, but we're just gonna back up a little bit more. See that pattern now starting to form? I'm getting a little bit more of a reaction from it.
I see that, okay.
That's what we're looking for.
Man, that's just like shrunk to the window.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see what you're talking about.
There's like this, I mean, there's a little heat cloud at the end of that heat gun, and you just kind of get used to how much comes off of it, where to hold the heat. Nice.
And should I get these little ones right here?
So those, they're not gonna matter depending on where the edge of our film is. Looks like a little bit right here because we're probably like right on the edge. But for the very edge, we have to get the heat gun really close, but we're gonna hit it pretty quick. Okay. So only like a second or two in any area. So you'd be like, when you have fingers this small right on the edge, you'll be like this far away from the glass.
Okay.
So a little bit closer and a little bit more heat. There you go. You see that? Like they shrink up really quick. Awesome. Perfect. And now it's super flat. You can do the same thing with that little one right there if you want. But you'll have the heat gun within like a half an inch to an inch at the very end, and just quick blast of heat, touch up with the card just like you did.
I was so nervous with that, like getting too close, because then one little like shrink, it just then it like messes up the whole tint. I've had that happen, like it like curls up.
Mm-hmm. It'll curl up, and this is a little bit. What film have you practiced with before?
So the first one I practiced was one ply. I'm not gonna say carbon. It was like the cheapest one.
Okay.
And the one that I'm practicing with now is a 2-ply carbon.
Okay. Do you know a brand, or is it just
Rock and Rollers, I think?
Rock Rose?
Rock Rose, yeah.
Every film's gonna have different characteristics to it, like a little bit. Generally, on the cheaper carbons, they're gonna be harder to shrink. This is a nicer carbon. This shrinks very smooth, and it can take a little bit more heat. Some films are just really touchy to heat.
No,
And
I like the way this shrinks for sure.
this one has, I would say, just like a wider band. So we had a live stream recently where we had a newer carbon ceramic film.
Okay.
If we didn't have enough heat on it, it wouldn't shrink. If we had too much heat, it would burn. So let's say that was like here. Mm-hmm. With this carbon film, I can use less heat, it'll still shrink, and I can use more heat and it'll still take it. So I can just generally get away with a more flexible heat range and still shrink this.
This is definitely good carbon for sure. It's a lot better than the carbon I'm using.
It's way more beginner friendly for sure. But yeah, you want to do the other side?
So we always finish the bottom, right?
Mm-hmm. You can do it either way. It's not going to matter. You can do the entire bottom, jump over, do the entire top. You could do one half, jump over, do the other half. It's not going to matter either way. You just need to focus on the quarter sections. Spot on. All right, take the heat away. That is perfect. This is the exact pattern you want to see every time. Yep, just like, but they're not tight looking. They're just softer, little softer waves, but they're still going in that direction. You can clearly see it. It's not giving you a lot of pullback when you're carting it forward. It's just like, just nice and easy going. So that is gonna come out the edge. So here, stretch this side forward and then right up to like where my finger is.
Okay.
And then you'll come completely out the side with this. And watch, this will kind of settle down a little bit more, so this kind of brushes out. And you'll notice that happen, especially in those top corners once we get to those. Okay. The film always wants to be stretched across the window. So your curve is coming this way, and then out towards here, the edges start coming this way. So you're basically, you're shrinking it still vertically, but then when you're pulling it flat over the window, some of it's gonna wanna come this way.
Okay. So then I just kind of lift it up and then remake my fingers again?
Exactly.
Okay.
I think that's the number one thing I see a lot of people getting hung up on.
The corners, yeah, that happens to me a lot. kicks
Nice.
the slide.
Yep. Actually, yeah, just push that vertical. I was going to do that. Nice. Good catch on that.
Now, would you say it's safe to
Perfect.
squeeze it down?
Yep. Start in the center there and just kind of, that is exactly where I would leave it. Nice job.
Thank you, sir. Learn from the best.
Yep, and see how that brush is kind of out the side there?
Well, all right.
Perfect.
And then just kind of go even. Quick.
Yep, very little ends. Get even closer with a heat gun. Right at the end there. Even a little bit closer.
I'm so nervous to get like so close, but I see what you're talking about. Okay. It doesn't really affect it when you're too close. 'Cause
No, when it's that close, the glass is kind of absorbing some of that heat away. So it almost needs just an extra hot blast of heat. But you're right, like where if I hold the heat gun there for like a second, it's okay. 2 seconds, and then 3 seconds, it probably fries it. So it's just like it can get fried very quickly. But you'll get used to it. And being that it's on the very edge, it's okay if you burn it because it's out of what's getting trimmed off anyways.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, that's true.
But once we trim the film, you will still have little fingers that will pop up that need just a little bit of shrinking. It's just part of it. That's good. This is good. Don't shrink this anymore. All right, let's stop there and scoot this forward. This all looks really good. In the center portions, you're gonna notice the film is just gonna be a little bit flatter.
Okay.
Most of your curve comes into this area. So this will generally shrink a little quickly. That's where we're getting some tension lines that are just starting to be a little bit more pronounced than what we got down here.
Okay.
But it's still well within range of like not struggling too hard to push it forward. Yep, and then this starts curving and it'll start kind of come out towards this edge. Yep, that swoop will actually come right out the side. So this finger, loosen up the side. It's like part finger, but it's really just like slack in the film. You can see like this perfect curve that comes in here. So like if I take my hand and just stretch it, see how this all lays flatter now?
Oh, wow.
So that's really where it wants to go. It's just the tension is keeping it looking like this. So you're basically effectively just stretching it out when you take your card. So let me take my card, take this, all right? And let's say I just do this. Oh, I got a finger here. Well, let me loosen it up. And then I'm good.
Oh, nice. Nice. Okay. And now we can just finish the rest.
Uh-huh. It's that little song and dance over and over again.
That's a good trick to know for the corners. That definitely helps.
Good. Ooh, careful. I was gonna say you got your gun a little bit close there and then it fried. Yep. The only reason it fried so fast is because the film was very far away from the not like very far, but it was farther away from the glass, and so it was sitting here, just kind of like back and forth for like a couple seconds, and then that's enough to burn it like that. So
Is it over the line now? Is that something that you can kind of?
if it's outside of the line, then you're perfectly fine. So we might be able to get away with this. Maybe just a little bit is going to bleed in there. It's all right. That's how we learn. So we still got to shrink this part a little bit more.
This part right here.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, always keep tabs on like the distance of your heat gun. So a little bit more. So even more. So it's kind of like, it's not clearly defined. You basically have to trust that I'm going to see that pattern. It'll look a little bit muddy, but all it's doing is shrinking closer and closer to the glass. And then when it gets close enough, that's where you get that pattern forming again. And once you see that, now I can cart it forward.
Yeah, I was kind of bummed that I got that.
Did the up front turn off?
Yeah. That's a new one.
This plays weird today.
It's funky.
Why? Does that mean, is their stream still streaming? I see the computer's still computering, so that's a good sign.
So this is gonna probably be an issue because of this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And we are
Definitely over it.
definitely, yep, all this is not gonna lay flat on the inside of it. I know it sucks, but it's okay. Cool.
That explains why, because it was flapped out like this.
Yeah, it was pretty far away from the glass, and you just let the heat gun get really close for a little bit too long right in that area. That's okay. We'll go take care of the other side. We got another good side. We got more practice film. It's what, the first time you've done a Tesla windshield?
I recreated his spreadsheet in a form.
Already?
Yep. There's the whole thing. I even used the same emojis.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And I configured all the properties so it would already extract it. Except I forgot the new data extractor doesn't do phone calls.
Oh.
I made it easy to add it on
Okay.
to where I just have to build the phone call part and plug it in. But
I want to make a little demo that's basically like having the phone call and then you see like a spreadsheet. Or not necessarily exactly a spreadsheet, but a pretty web page that shows all those types of fields. And then after the phone call, you like refresh it and then you just see it populated.
oh, so I see what you're saying. You could definitely do that. Build like a front end.
Because I think what roadmap partners would really like, okay, let's stop here, because we got a big section, so we want to take care of this first.
Okay.
I got to figure out what's going on with that. But yeah, take that, card that up to here,
Okay.
and then a little bit's going to get kicked off the side. Oh, is it the jump? It's probably the jump box and the heat guns, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's, we might be able to, we can probably just turn off that TV too.
The Dropbox can be on 6 and the Windows will still work.
Okay. I'll turn off that TV though. That makes sense. I thought it was just randomly going. I'll turn this guy off once it wants to come back on.
Yeah.
There we go. That'll probably help. Does it make sense? Because who wants to drive blind? What, is this too dark of a windshield? Chat thinks this windshield's too dark. I think they're crazy. We'll move this just a little bit more forward. Right like that. So we have this, all this to shrink left, and that's it. So yeah, you see how big this is right now? Like we're pretty far up off the glass for a finger. So we're just gonna take it easy with the heat, make passes, but always keep the heat gun a little bit farther away, and I'll show you how close we can try and get it. Okay, a little bit more right there. See, there's that pattern. Now, this doesn't move much, so I want to force it to kind of move. Because I don't want to keep putting heat here. I want to try and move that heat to another spot. So instead of it being like that, I'm just going to kind of split it. And now I got a softer one here and a little softer one here. Just so I can try and take heat away from that a little bit and try and fan it out over a bigger area.
So I'll squeeze it up a little bit now?
Yeah, just right up to here. All right. Turn the heat gun back on. I wouldn't do that. So you're just taking it and you're just brushing it over like that.
So I'll stretch it.
Flatten just the side down and then let all this kind of settle
Okay.
like where it was. There you go. Turn the heat gun back on. See, that's all looking good. Hold the heat gun just a little bit farther away, right in here.
Closer around.
And then this part. So hold the heat gun away for a sec. So this part, I keep seeing this stay like this, and I want to see it start flattening out. So I'm just going to basically, you can either pinch and hold it and pull it forward, but I'm going to take that and basically move that to a different spot, so then this area starts taking a little heat, and this area starts taking a little bit of heat.
Okay.
So I saw everything else basically starting to settle down. If I see somewhere that looks like it's basically fixed and peaking, that area has a higher likelihood of actually burning.
Okay, so if it's still staying there and I'm keeping the heat on it, just kind of adjust it to a different side.
Yes. It's starting to come down. All right. A little farther. Ooh, we're close. This stuff's all good here. It's doing exactly what I want to see. This, on the other hand. Yep, we're getting it. I think it's going past what we need. All right, now card that down. It's starting to right there. That's what I'm trying to avoid. So let's see where we are. So the end of our window is right here. So we might have just a little guy, but it's gonna be really small. Turn the heat gun back on. And we'll basically cook it and press it down really fast. There you go. Yep. All right, cart it down. Cool. So we gave it a pretty good 50-50 split. If I run into this type of problem up here, where I'm trying to do the top corners, I'm getting it to burn, I'm probably gonna put my center just a little bit higher up, just like a smidge higher than I normally would. And then, because the bottom went down nice and smooth for us. And the bottom also fans out a little bit more. So that gives us a little bit more opportunity to string some of the harder stuff out the bottom and then take away a little bit of slack off the top.
So, 40,
So
60.
maybe not quite 60-40, maybe like 52-48 or 55.
So don't mess with this.
No, I wouldn't try and shrink that anymore. It's just a little one though. You'll get it on the next one. Like, see, that's where we were. And then that was our second attempt at a top corner on here. This is a really challenging windshield to do. So it's just going through the reps, getting better and better, making slight adjustments. Doing good. Yep. Yep, let's take this one off. Throw a new piece on. All right, yeah, you can let it go. It's going in the garbage. I know you don't want it to. No, it's good film. That can go on my Tesla. My ego says I could do it just fine. You could do it just fine. Do it.
Why don't you go to the top of the glass?
Why do you not go to the top of the window?
Yeah, why not?
Because we're lazy. We're tinting the outside, but we don't want to be, we're like an 80%. We'll get 80% of the way there. I missed all the shrinking I just got here. Shrinking will be on YT.
So what's the best way to hold it and cut it?
From the center. So it's heavy, but you can, so let go of the roll. I'll show you. So carbon rolls, they tend to do this. And especially when they got a full roll, you can take it and tighten it up. So you kind of like twist it, and then you just gotta hold it really tight with one hand and trim it. If you have your own workspace to tint out of, it's very helpful to have just a shelf where you could measure the width of the glass, pull a piece right off of it, and then unroll it on the car. Not necessarily take the entire roll and bring it across. I still...
Got an eyeball game you.
Yep. Yeah, I just got to make sure everything's covered. So I look at where my top corners are going. I look at that center of the bottom. And we look like we're in a pretty good spot. But it was mobile for a long time. And there were wet, dirty floors. And so I couldn't just set a box right on the floor and measure out a piece of film. So I just got used to always swinging it across the windshield and cutting it right off.
Maybe I'm like my line a little too upwards, or will come down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna come over there and see what we got going on.
I've been wanting to do a Tesla windshield like since I started tinting because they say it's like kind of difficult to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely put some curve on these things, that's for sure. Chargers used to be like one of the most common, difficult back windows to do.
I've heard about that. I've heard that.
So like the difference, it's gonna be subtle different. So like this is kind of where I would put my halfway point. I'm just gonna go a little bit lower, I guess. Or basically, no, I'm making it a little bit higher.
Okay.
So I'm getting these fingers to basically like shrink up just a little bit more. Give you a little bit easier time, and then we'll put a little bit more on the bottom there. We'll see how this goes. All right. That looks good. Nice. Yep. Pull the heat off. Yep, and just cart right down to there.
It's so satisfying. Like after shrinking it and just pressing down on the window. Stop it for CVs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now this one, do I just kind of like push it down a little more?
It's good as is right now. We don't have any swoops getting knocked out on the side, so you're fine with where it is. You'll see it happen a lot more just right on the top corner, or like right in the top going up. Yep, we don't have to get all the way over there. You got a better reach, but like our midpoint, if we start going too far over, we want to try and keep everything that's up there down with it. So we're going to stop kind of right in here.
Okay.
But yeah, you could card this now. I can see like a perfect line right along here. Oh, I might have missed that. There we go. Sorry. I said we're good to cart it down. I didn't notice because of the lighting. These were just a little bit spiked. We can hit these with a little bit more heat. They're not creased yet though. Yep, little loose film right there.
Should I go more down?
There you go. That looks good. Cool. So a little more heat. See how we're kind of just creating a bigger finger? We don't necessarily need to do that. We can just hit that area more heat while it's still facing it. There you go. Okay. Yep, that's good. Cool. We can do the other side. That looks perfect.
Did I stop at the right spot? Or should you think I should have went a little more down?
No, you can go. You don't want to go too far down. So like you could. Careful here. See, you got a little crease there. Got to be careful of that. So always be conscious of like where I shrunk up to. But as far as shrinking goes, you can go in sections as little as like 2 to 3 inches and just do a lot of them, or you can go in wider sections. I wouldn't suggest necessarily doing the entire thing or even going like up to this point, because there's going to be tension lines that you're going to want to stretch, and that helps you establish like what needs to be shrunk next. So if you just take it in like 6-inch stretches at a time, 6 to 8-inch stretches, then you'll be pretty good.
So I've seen like a lot of videos where the containers will like kind of go as they go, but it's better to.
So they're effectively guessing because they've done it so much. They know how much heat, they know what the film's supposed to look like, so they can make these split-second adjustments and just keep things moving along. But they don't have time. They're not watching for certain patterns to form. They're guessing what's going to happen next, essentially. So when you just do it so much, you can predict what the film is going to do, and you know exactly what you're looking for, so you can card and shrink at the same time. We just want to be sure that we notice those patterns, and then you could do both together if you wanted to. Like your speed will pick up once you can identify exactly what I'm looking for. Makes sense. Nice.
I was just making sure because it was kind of coming more this way. So do I just kind of like maybe push it a little more that way?
No, I would never take a card and just kind of like push it out this way. If anything, I would loosen it back up and then pull it out this way.
Okay.
So if anything, we've just stretched it a little bit farther outwards.
I get nervous when it kind of comes towards the end.
I get that, and that's fine. Your only problem's gonna happen is if it does this, and then I hit this with some heat. So this type of thing, right on the edge, this would now pinch. So I'm gonna just take that and flatten it out and stretch it out. Why aren't you covering the whole window? So we're going to cover the whole inside. Anything that the border, it's just going to cover the border. So there's always extra glass that goes way past where we actually need to tint. It's going to go on the inside of the window though. It'll be cover the entire viewing window. Looks good. Yep, and we'll hit some heat right on those spots. Nice. All right, we got the bottom again. So we do have less to shrink on the top. So that's good. A little bit less to shrink because we moved those fingers, made them a little bit bigger on the bottom. So hopefully we'll be able to knock this down.
Be very patient with this one.
Where's a good spot for this? Yeah, something like that. All right, stop there. Let's just do it smaller stretch at a time here. So, yep, go ahead and cart it. Sorry, I didn't mean to stop you. Right there. Don't go farther than that. A little less. Yep. All right, now we're gonna readjust this corner just a little bit. So we'll pick this up because I got just a little swoop there. And I'm gonna see if I can knock this finger down a little bit earlier. Right, like that. This little guy on the edge, just like that. So like it's just, even this wouldn't pop up on the inside. If it did, it'd be so easy to touch up. So if you have a small finger here somewhere down here, and it then turns into like, if I would then take it and flatten it out, but sometimes that can cause a really big finger. You could touch it up on the inside in 2 seconds and not even worry about it.
So don't even worry about heating it.
Yeah. If you just got a little guy on the side, don't even worry about it. Angle the heat gun up that way. Little farther away the heat. It was getting close. There's a bigger finger and you got kind of close there for a second.
That's why I kind of stopped.
Yeah, let's card this down.
Well, I'll take it a little step at a time, man, because a little nervous about the top.
And it'll honestly help. This is good. This actually, go ahead and lift this and see what's gonna flatten out again. There you go. Nice. Now card this down and flatten that side out. Careful. All right, there you go. Now that settled down a little bit farther. On the other side, or on this corner, on the first go around too, when we got to this point, our film was way higher. So now we're back up here, and for some reason we're only this far off the glass. So it's a lot closer than it was the first time.
So keep it away, kind of away from the tank.
So those early corner adjustments, I think, really added up to a lot more on this one. That's a bigger finger. Careful on that guy. So I would take this early on and I would just move it just a little bit, just kind of spread it back out. I wish I had a good way of explaining that. But yeah, I would just move it. There, that's fine. There's also a little technique called pole shrinking that you'll see us do.
So move it up a little bit now.
Yeah, just a smidge. This will need more heat though.
Okay, right?
Yep. It's getting there, more heat. Yep, more heat. No, I know. It's that like, now it's settling down. I'm seeing everything relaxing the way that it should.
Okay, I see it, I see it.
Yep, all of a sudden it just like starts flattening out. It's looking really good.
I can move up a little bit now?
Mm-hmm. Yep, and you'll have some fingers right on the end. I would actually heat this spot just a little bit more. You can kind of see this. There you go, that's good. See, and that's all we see. It's like whenever somebody's shrinking and carding down and whatever, it's just like it should look a certain way. And then we can see where it looks like it's gonna pinch up, where it might burn. Just been staring at film for a long time. But keep forcing yourself to look for those patterns, and everything starts clicking really fast.
I see that.
It's like, oh, that's all shrinking is? That's good. So
Shrink a little more, you think?
it's got a little bit of tension right here, and that's very typical of being over the center. So if we shrink a little extra here, what happens is this just starts pulling some little tension lines. So this wave just wants to get pushed over the center. Right, like that. So it's actually, there's not really much to shrink at all, but now that is what needs to be shrunk. So we'll go get that on the other side.
So this is good? So like these little...
Yeah, you're good. Nice. See? You got the top corner. I knew we'd get there.
Heck yeah. I'm talking. I think it was more smarter to go a little higher.
Yeah, just a little bit on this one.
At least like for my case. You know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go.
How dark is that? 5. Yes, the midnight special. We have GeoShield's 5% carbon to practice with right now. So this, unfortunately, is actually not going to be left on the windshield. This will come off. That is perfect. Yep, stop there. There you go. And so this actually wants to completely get readjusted. So this is our finger right now.
Okay.
I'm going to screenshot this. And then lift this down to here. Okay, yep, just a little bit. And then, yep, what we're gonna do is just basically stretch this back out with your card.
Like this way?
Mm-hmm. Right off the side. There you go. And now just take your finger and push that up. And now that's way flatter and different. We can split that up just a little bit. But yeah, see how that whole corner got readjusted?
I see that.
So that happens really like little by little as you're kind of going up. So if you do a little stretch here, sometimes it doesn't happen, but as soon as you start seeing that little swoop, you lift the side, kick that out, and it basically starts to flatten this top. So when you get closer and closer to the top, it's flatter and flatter.
That makes a huge difference when lifting this up. Like I never knew anything about that, so that helps a lot.
Mm-hmm. We're not shrinking on the side, but to reiterate a little bit, we're not shrinking anything on the side, right? We don't want to take a finger and put heat to it. We're not taking heat and putting it directly on the side. But after it's shrunk, we were pulling it tight across the window. Okay. So because we've basically anchored it here, we need to give it a little bit of slack. We need to lift this so we can basically stretch it back out that way. And then once we do that, we just cart it back down, flatten it out, and then you can keep shrinking. That corner looks so much better now, too. I'm always trying to learn how to explain this better. That looks so much nicer. Like you can see how much easier and even everything is starting to lay down. Like it doesn't look like we have anywhere that's bunching up. That's how most windows go for me. So why it then sometimes picks a little spot to bunch together and start to burn, I don't know. It just sometimes does that, and it happens quite often when you're newer. But then the more you go through it, like this is perfect. Doesn't look intimidating at all now. Everything's like nice and even. It's shrinking down as soon as you put heat on it. That's great. Trying to figure out where to put this camera. There we go. Nice. Yep. You have some little waves on the very edge. That'll touch up really easily. But if you somehow burn it at this point, that's on you. But yeah, you got it, man. That's super cool. Nice job.
Thanks, 2-second rule, 2-second rule, or 1-second rule.
Yep. Nice. Heck yeah. There you go. Nice job.
Thank you, Matt.
That's a full Tesla windshield. Look, you can still see through it. It's easy to see through. Not easy to see in, though. All right, and so you see how the camera adjusts really quickly? It's not that light.
All right, now we do the cut.
Yes, you can definitely trim that one out. What's up? I don't. No, it's all right. Just wrapping up shrinking and installations. 320. Cool. Nice. A little bit more heat and just careful of this. Right on the side here, or right on this part, we want to treat this like a side edge a little bit. So I just want to make sure that this part's flat, and I'll shrink that instead. So this just a little bit, because we don't want a finger to pop up on this little side, because then it'll burn, it'll do some weird stuff. Cool.
This here, I don't need to worry about if I cut.
If it's right past the line, we're up a little bit. So like this, yeah, this would get trimmed off. So a little bit of heat would just knock them out quick though. Looks like it got trimmed short in a couple of areas here though.
No, I have to lift it up a little bit.
Oh,
Because
okay.
It was too close to here, so I just.
Okay. So then afterwards you'd recenter it and trim it out?
Yeah.
Okay. Excuse me. How's it going?
Not bad, not bad.
Little more heat?
No more heat?
Yep. So, same patterns that we're looking for. So you can see like little spikes basically coming up. We want to make sure that those disappear entirely or basically go sideways. So, write this down right up to about here, and I want to hit this whole area with a little bit more. We're getting like some sideways, but it's a little warped and I'd say muddy.
So an uneven heat.
Yep. Yep, like it's still shrinking down to the glass so it can go a little bit farther.
Yeah.
There you go. See, now it's not popping up on you.
No.
No, that's,
A symptom of overshrink.
no. Actually, a little spot that hadn't been shrunk quite enough.
Oh.
But there's a little margin here. It's letting a lot of air underneath too. Like it's kind of gritty. Let me see the heat gun. So there's a little bit of a margin where you can still press the film down. It'll like smooth out flat, but it also could be shrunk a little bit farther.
Got it.
And another thing to remember is underneath here is just a dryer sheet. So it's not glue. It is going to let air feed back underneath it. So sometimes you're just going to see some little air pockets pop up, but it's not actually a problem with your shrink.
Oh, okay.
So looking good.
Yes, yes.
So we want to do the top corner here?
Yes.
Okay, so this, I'm just gonna,
Split it or no?
yeah, you could split that finger. This, I'm just gonna bring over,
As much as you
tack this down, just this very edge here. There, that's ready to go. A little farther away on the heat right now.
Oh, because we're
Yeah, we're right in the center, and that's going to shrink really fast. So when we get farther out towards the edge, that's going to go slower. But we still want to, we basically want to give ourselves time to really see what's happening with the film. Quicker, quicker, quicker. Yeah. All right, let's stop there. Let's organize the film before we get too ahead of ourselves. Start here more in the middle. You just did the whole work for him. We got two sides. It's a little bit of stepping in, explaining what to do. Okay. This part, bump that up a little bit more. And then I'll let him take over on the other side. It's also kind of hard to know when to not step in and do something. Because they're like, people will make mistakes, but they're not necessarily gonna understand all the time unless they see like the full picture of it. So it's a little bit of back and forth, letting them make some mistakes and then stepping in and correcting. How do I need to chop the end of a car off. The hoods get in the way. All right, careful, careful, careful. Right there on the very side, you just, it was starting to basically curl and do this, and then it got hit with some heat. Now it's curling in a little bit on you. It's not ruined,
Okay.
but it's not really gonna now just lay flat. So let's card down what we can up there, and then I'll get some water. We'll get a spray bottle here and see what we can do about this. Yep, that looks fine enough to me. Where's our end? So a little bit more heat right there. Let me see where. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at those dots. So that's all getting trimmed off. I got a little bit more to shrink right there.
Let's go.
We'll get a spray bottle here. Oh, that's me. That's the wrong button. That's you guys, chat. What's the UV blocking tint called? Tint. They'll all block UV. So push hard. There you go. And we'll catch the rest of that over on this side. So you have these tension lines kind of coming down. That's the wrong phone. You have these tension lines coming down here.
Yes.
And so this will all come up together, but we're kind of going past the halfway point, like it's close. You can see those bleeding over there. Wow.
I just saved myself 150 bones.
All right, let me fix something that you just did. So don't just take your hand and do this. That's gonna start tacking it down in certain areas and not others. So the only area we really want it to be tacked down is right in the center. So we're gonna pull it tight, card it, and then here on the very edge, that's what we're gonna tack down here. Now, if you want to split up the fingers a little bit more, you could take your finger and do this and just break those up, but don't just take your hand and smear it around.
Okay.
You shoot a video with the other camera. Okay, that looks good. Yep, right there on the edge. Push that out the side. Cool. Yep, that worked. And then flatten that down. Nice.
Let's go.
Will I find this car on Marketplace?
What?
Will I find this car on Marketplace when it's time for new donors?
Oh, most likely.
Sell it to a single mother of 3.
This one,
Never been used for tint, nothing wrong with it.
yeah, has never been used for tint. We actually got this one donated for a class spot.
Oh,
Yeah, somebody came in a couple of years ago and they're like, hey, we have an extra car. Could I trade it for a class spot? I was like, are you sure? So yeah, you got a keg and a class spot. Okay, so don't do that. Don't go this way.
this way.
Always out. But keep in mind, we just tacked this down. So lift this up and now bring it back over. Okay. Bye.
Oh no, it's curling up on us.
Just a little bit.
Okay, good. We're all
Yeah, we're way past the edge there. Looks good. Yep. It's really gritty underneath for whatever reason. I wonder if this has to be bladed off or what. Shouldn't they be on the inside? I want you to find me a video of somebody shrinking window tint on the inside.
The forbidden.
Where's the water? Let me grab the water. Oops.
Right now, the battery. You get battery.
Oh, okay. I'll throw the charger on it. Just one sec. Okay. So here, it's really gritty underneath. So that's causing the film to just kind of lift right back up sometimes.
Yes.
Spray a little water underneath, and now that helps lock it down and show you what it's doing. So this is all good. You have a few little fingers right here, but this is well past our edge. So you're good on this. Yes. Okay. Here's a towel. I'm gonna grab a rag so I can throw it under there so it doesn't lock. Right here. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Make sure it's off. Positive right here. Let's see if we can keep the hood kind of closed. And I'll throw this right here. Good? Okay, perfect. And we'll just do that. Oh. Yeah, be careful. Don't burn yourself. Cool. Yep, that looks good.
Should I kind of have inconsistent squeegees?
It's pretty flat here.
Okay.
I don't like this. Make sure you knock it forward. See how it's coming loose here? So make sure you just knock that forward. You can just take your hand and take your hand or take the card.
Oh no, my like this.
It's hard to. Okay, good. It's staying down. I was gonna throw some water under it, but if it's staying, that's good. That's all laying good. Yep, that's plenty. That's plenty. Don't heat that up more. Just right in here. Okay, we're getting that to shrink. It's just this spot that I'm worried about right here. So I just want to try and make sure it's, again, not like this. Drag it out. Okay, more heat. We got just vertical finger there. Yep. Okay, this is good. Yep, and then this wants to get completely brushed out the side. There you go. And then that flattens out a little bit more. It's looking good. Home stretch. Ooh, that little. I was just gonna grab the heat gun because you're like, yeah, it's going slow, and then. Yep.
Is that burned?
Yep. I was just a little bit too slow. So when it's peaked like that, and I kept mentioning this spot, this spot, this spot, we want to try and take the pressure off of that very top and get it to start shrinking more on the sides of it, because sometimes there's just going to be a spot where it's just, for whatever reason, I don't know if it got just singed for half a second or what, but it starts to gather heat, and then it just doesn't want to shrink like everything else, and then everything starts to peak together there, and then if you just are too slow with the heat there, or like too long with the heat there, then it just fried it super quick. Yep. I want to take some of the grittiness out of this too. Yeah, I want to see what's going on. Because, oh yeah, this is like sandy over here.
Blade it later.
I don't know if it needs blading. It might just be a lot of dust that came out of the edges, because there's a lot of dirt there. It's been tinted. It's been attempted a bunch of times. So let's scrub this down.
Oh, you messed him up.
I messed them up.
Oh.
That's right.
Nailing it.
I know, I came over and I ruined it. This spray bottle's slow if you gotta like. You wanna coat it.
They don't break though. Those never break. Said those don't break though.
No, I wouldn't expect they would.
Unbreakable.
Super spray bottles. All right, I'm gonna warm up the last of my coffee. Oh, it's been a day. Good stuff. I wanna go home and take a nap, but I can't. Gotta do other stuff.
If you want to do the install.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of messed up on the cut.
We'll do an install on that one, so you save the piece.
It's still on the window.
Okay.
The only thing I was a little off on the top part.
Okay, that's all right. We can still install it. Let's install it first thing tomorrow, though. That way we'll have a little bit more time to set it up, put a towel in the dash, and take a little bit more time on it.
We're gonna clean the entire shop.
We're gonna pull the race. Oh, that's a good idea. Let's pull out the race deck. We're gonna teach you guys shop maintenance. I like that. We got, you know, shop maintenance is a super important thing.
Let's take it a 4-day class.
Day 4, rip out the race deck.
Don't forget the taxes and bookkeeping.
Yeah, here we go. I like it. Dang. Did you shrink this whole thing?
Yeah.
Nice.
This corner right here, yeah.
Heck yeah. This isn't your first day shrinking, is it?
No.
Hmm?
Wait, what do you mean?
Shrinking? Is it your first day shrinking?
Yeah. First day.
What the f- They grow up so fast. That's crazy. That's super cool to see. This is not just a simple windshield, too.
Really?
Yeah, this is a pretty intermediate windshield. So you would just want to trim this shy of this, because that's one thing that's gonna, like, as soon as you put heat here, this is gonna burn and twist inwards.
Okay.
So take this, we'll just cut it short on the side so it's avoiding that.
Okay.
That way that's locked down and we can take care of that last finger there.
Has anybody installed this vacuum though yet? This one? Does it hurt that this little bubble sticks out over there, or I could just simply go over it?
Oh, that's fine. Yep. If it, you might miss an air pocket or two. When it looks flat, it's totally fine. And you also have like the texture of the dryer sheet underneath it. Sometimes that'll pop up small fingers too.
Yeah, 15 minutes left.
Oh. Wow, this looks good. Tank and tools not included. Perfect. Looks good. There you go. Yep, and that can come out the side.
Just go like that.
Mm-hmm. Very normal. You always notice film gets kind of stretched out towards the edges and the corners. Perfect. Yep, that's plenty. Boom. Perfect. Hell yeah. Nice job. One day. That's super cool. How you doing on this one?
Not too bad. Just practicing some windows.
Okay. Alrighty, guys. I think I'm gonna call it today. It's been a fun stream. We're just kind of wrapping up last things. Thanks for hanging out. Why are you doing the outside and not the inside? God damn it.
Only about 20 times.
I didn't think of that.
Only about 20 times the screen.
It's like every 10 minutes we get that question. It goes on the inside. All the cutting, shrinking happens on the outside. Alrighty, guys. I'm going to take off. You have a good one. We'll stream some tomorrow. It'll be the last day of the class.